Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
second part.
Exactly. This is the second part for the ELT 125 section 1 on November the 10th. And we're
November the
dealing with,
10th, exactly.
yes, November the 10th, and we're dealing with tone, tonality, and tonicity. Remember that there was a task that we were going to work with. And my question for you is, would you like to work with this individually first or as a group? Um, if you want to work with this individually, let me know. If you want to work with this as a group, let me know, please. Individually, as a group, and then click on the options, right? Give it the little hand, thumbs up, or whatever icon or emoji you want to think of. So we've got Bastian's option, Diego Troncoso also deciding. Uh, Roberta, Marieta. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 votes out of 6. So I guess that's the majority. That's a democracy, right? So I think you're looking at the Word file, are you?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm going to use um, a vertical bar, right? So that we can divide this into tone units or international phrases. So where do you want me to place the first one? The first vertical bar. Hello? My name is Kenwin. I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it. But save me my favorite meal every single day, rice, and I'm really bad driver. We cannot read this just like that, right? We have to stop at some point.
After Canyon is the first step.
Right there? So
In
what's the next?
violin,
Violin, all right.
sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Teacher,
Yes, ma'am.
I think it is in piano.
Piano. After piano, right?
Piano. After piano.
Yes,
Okay.
piano.
So we get rid of this.
And,
After calculus. Could be.
Okay, all right. You're the
and,
boss.
and after a doctor.
Okay. Doctor. Okay.
In subject.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and calculus, I think I know, is my mom. Mom.
So you don't
My mom.
think.
Yeah, after my mom.
My mom.
Okay.
And then and parents.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And after sleepovers.
Okay. All right, Marita, go on.
In in my in makeup.
Makeup, right? Makeup.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And after meal.
After meal. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Rice.
There.
And finally, driver.
Okay. Okay, all right. So some authors recommend one vertical mark when it's a short pause, and two vertical marks when it's a full stop, like a really long, not really, really, but a longer pause, right? So how do we read this? I don't know, Nicolas, would you like to read this aloud? Considering the pauses you have to make, um, because basically by marking the tonality, we are saying this is one tone unit, this is another one, this is another one. So you have to make a pause. Nicolas, would you like to read this aloud?
Okay.
Thank you.
The whole paragraph?
Okay.
Okay. My name is Kangwen, and I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day. Um, Rice, and I am a really bad driver.
Teacher, you are muted.
Oh God, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. So yeah, I totally agree with the way you read this aloud. Now I think you made a pause here after violin, and the pause is not present here. And I think there was also a pause you made somewhere like rise. So uh, let me see. Let me see if I can share the because I try to insert the video. By the way, this video has to do about racism, stereotypes. Gosh, cannot. Okay, I'm going to have to share the screen anyway. Okay, this is a YouTube video. I don't know if you can
That's
see
all
this. Yes.
incredible.
Okay, so
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano.
were you able to listen to that?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay, here we go again.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day, rice. And I'm a really bad driver. So my question for you now is, how long did it take you to figure out I was joking?
All right, here we go again. So the idea, what I'm trying to do now, I don't know if please, I need some feedback. Uh, I'm
And
dividing, I'm
yes,
dividing the,
you are doing well, but not entirely. No, is complete the script and the screen is perfectly in the middle.
okay.
You didn't say that because in the it's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's wrong.
Okay, let's take a look.
Let's check.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day: rice. And I'm a really bad driver. So my question for you now is, how long did it take you to figure out I was joking?
Okay, so let's take a look at this again. Now, with this new information. Where would you place these vertical marks now? What would you mark the tonality?
Something that definitely is wrong is calculus. Stop. My mom and my dad are tiger parents.
Okay, so let's take the first line so we go more in a more organized fashion. So my name is Canwin. Would you leave this mark here?
I think she passed, so I think it's good.
Okay.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin.
In violin, it's
In violin.
Okay,
yes.
excellent. And then what
Maybe
else?
before, o sea, after both.
After both. Okay.
I think piano is not there. It's not there. And in calculus,
Okay.
Yes. And my mom after the vertical after my mom is wrong because says
Okay.
my mom and my dad are tiger parents.
and
Okay.
the vertical after subject also is not good.
Okay, gotcha.
I have a here because she said who won't let me go to sleepovers, but yes, but they make up like very fast. But I don't know if before, but she stopped or not because in that part she like spoke very fast, so I don't know if she pauses or not.
Okay. Let's listen to it again. Sometimes they are not really long pauses. Sometimes they are short pauses. That's why we can use one vertical line for a small pause and two vertical lines for longer pauses. Let's listen to this again, right? Here we go. It's a TED Talk.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day: rice. And I'm a really bad driver.
I think the only vertical word that is not here is after day. Every single
Okay.
day, yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you would like to review? Let me play this again, just one more time to confirm.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day: rice. And I'm a really bad driver.
Is everyone happy?
Maybe is, but they make up for it. After for it is the pause and not after makeup.
Right there?
Yes, I think you know is perfect.
Okay. All right. Is everyone happy? I mean, do all of you agree? Maybe you're not happy with this exercise, right? But do you all agree with the way that tonality was being marked here?
I
Um,
agree, teacher.
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. I think after both there isn't a there doesn't end there the intonation
Okay.
phrase,
Mm-hmm.
and also but they make up for it. Also, I don't think there is one after it or after meal.
Like that?
Yes, that's it. I think.
Okay. Let's take a look at this one more time, considering this tonality.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. My mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day: rice. And I'm a really bad driver.
How about now?
Uh, I, I still thinking that after both she paused.
I think in subject.
Let me allow me to share this website with you, by the way, just in case, anything happens. And so some of you think that in the second intonational phrase, and I play both the piano and the violin, that's like one thing. Some of you placed a vertical bar here, and I play both the piano and the violin. What if the speaker says, and I play both the piano, pause, and the violin? That's another option. And in this section, but they make up for it by serving. I think there might be a pause here, a very small pause.
Mom and dad are tiger parents who won't let me go to sleepovers, but they make up for it by serving my favorite meal every single day.
By serving, small pause, my favorite meal every single day. She's being ironic, right? She's talking about the stereotypes. What people think that every single young female Asian would do. Like Asians would play the piano and violin, would be good at math, good at computing. That all parents are the concept of tiger parents are. I don't know if you're familiar with this, by the way. Are you familiar with the concept of tiger parents? Yes? No?
No.
Yes,
Could you explain that?
it's like um, protecting parents, like overprotecting parents. I don't know if I'm saying good.
Yes, you're correct. You're correct. Overprotective, and yes, but it goes beyond that, right? Parents that want their children to learn, to be good at sports, to be good at math, to be good at language, to be good at all the possible subjects and sports and activities. So they take their children to additional classes. They take the children to play soccer, to play tennis, or to play basketball. And so parents that really want their children, they push their children maybe too much, give them additional tasks even after school. Okay, so those are the stereotypes that many people have about Asian parents, that they really are pushing too much the children to become too good at everything, right? And so considering this information, considering that you say my name's Canwin, and no one made any changes here, so I think everyone agrees that this is the first international phrase, right? So what do you think about the tonic syllable? Which is the most prominent syllable in this first intonational phrase? What do you think?
My name is Canwin. And
What do you think is the most prominent syllable? The tonic.
my name is Canwin.
I think this might be very, very easy, because when someone is introducing herself or himself, in general, he or she would like the audience or the listeners to really understand the name, right? My name is Peter, my name is Bruno, my name is Gaspar, my name is Marieta, my name is, and you say the name, right? And you want the other person to listen to your name. So usually the name is the most prominent element when someone is introducing herself or himself, right? I don't know if you agree with that. Now, the name, yes? So my name is Canon. Now, the name has one stressed syllable, the tonic syllable. In this case, can, canon. It's not canwen, canon, right? So the tonic syllable is the first syllable, right, in the name. Right? I don't know if you agree with that. Now,
I agree.
okay, now anything that comes after the tonic syllable is called the tail. So I guess in yellow, we would have the tail. The tonic syllable would be the one in red, and the tail would be the one in yellow. Before, we can have the head, or we can have the head and the prehead, right? So this in green could be the head, or it could be the prehead. Do we have any stressed element here in the first intonational phrase?
My name is Canwin, and I play both. My name is Canwin. My name is Canwin.
So my name is Canon. My name is Canon. It doesn't have, even though we would expect my name, my name is Canon, right? Canon. My name.
The first part is it's
My
correct.
name,
Mm-hmm.
my name is Canwin.
So my name is Canon. If we see one stressed item here, we will be talking about a head. If we see that none of them are stressed, we will be talking about a prehead only. That's my point. So we could be talking about a head, or we could be talking about a prehead and a head. Usually the word name is stressed, name. So if we're talking about this, in this case, we're talking about name is as the head, and my as the prehead. Okay, I don't know if you get my point. My name is all that comes before the tonic syllable, which is can, right? Now, if we decide that no element here is stressed, right? We are talking about All of this as being the prehead. Usually my mouse, the arrow gets stuck and I have to give it some time to, okay. Okay. So in the first case, we decide that this is a tonic syllable, can. What comes after it, it's going to be called the tail. What comes before, it's going to be the prehead if it's unstressed, if all the elements are unstressed. That's one option. The other option is, okay, the same can is the tonic syllable, the tail is when, and before we have the head starting with name, because usually name is a stressed element, right? A stressed noun. And before, all the unstressed element, my, which could be called the prehead. Let's pay attention to the speaker again.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin. My name is Canwin.
So, which do you think, for you, what do you think is the correct one, or the one that's closer to what's really happening here? When she says, my name is Cameron, is there any element stressed before the tonic syllable can, or there's no stressed syllable before?
I think there's no stress.
No stress, all right. So if you think there is no stress, okay, all right, then the option that you should consider as the correct one should be the first one.
Teacher, I have a doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
In the tail, can be in the same word or have to be another word?
It can be the same word. Well, if we're talking about a one syllable word, then it's the word, the full, the complete word. But when we're talking about words that contain 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables, remember that we're identifying the tonic syllable. So the tonic syllable is one syllable. The rest is part of it would be part of the tail, actually.
Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
teacher.
Sure, that's a good question. It's a very good question. Let us consider the following sentence or utterance.
And I play both the piano and the violin. And I play both the piano and the violin. Piano and the violin. My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin.
I would say that she might, you may agree or disagree with this, right? But I think that she might say, and I play both the piano, small pause, and the violin. I don't know if you agree. You may disagree, and I'm totally fine with that.
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin.
The piano and the violin. That's a small pause. The piano and the violin. And I play both the piano and the violin. So in this first, let's suppose that the second intonational phrase is, and I play both the piano. Which do you think where do you think is the tonic syllable? And I?
Piano?
Piano, all right. The first or the second syllable?
The first.
Okay. Like that. All right. So whatever comes after, we're going to call it the tail. That's easy, right? So, and I play both the piano. Do I have a pre-hit and a head, or just a head? What do you think?
And I play both the piano and the violin. My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin. And I play both the piano and the violin.
I think play both can be the hit, but I'm not sure.
Okay, play both up to the, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that could be the head. That's right. Therefore,
The head.
Therefore, an I should be the pre-head, right?
The pre-head. It's
yes.
correct.
Okay. And it makes sense because in general, verbs, as they are content words, are stressed in general. And I play both the piano and the violin. It makes sense because play is going to be used for piano and for violin, right? So it's got to be one important element in this international phrase. And I play both the piano and the violin. The third international phrase, what do you think? Which is going to be the tonic syllable? Where? We're talking about this one, right?
Both the piano and the violin. Piano and the violin.
Violin can be.
Okay, violin. But violin has how many syllables?
In violin.
Look at this.
3 syllables.
3 syllables. The first one is the diphthong. The second one is the schwa.
The schwa.
Okay. So
violin have 2 syllables.
Okay. So let me double check this.
Let's check.
Yes, sir. Where should we check this? Violin. What do you do when you want to check a word? Like, do you go to the Cambridge Dictionary or something like that? Are we doing the same thing, or we're just waiting on me to finish this? Okay, so according to this, violin has 2 syllables, right? Because
2 syllables.
yes, because they are considering the triphthong as the nucleus of the first syllable, via, and lin, it's considered to be the second syllable. Now, some authors consider that a triphthong should be divided when counting the syllables. So the first diphthong, I, should be considered the nucleus of the first syllable. Should be considered the nucleus of the second syllable, and lin should be considered the nucleus of the third syllable. Okay, so that's something that we need to consider. That sometimes there are two different readings two different interpretations for the same phenomenon, right? So considering that, if you consider that violin has 3 syllables, vi, the first one, the second one, and lin, the third one, then violin, that should be the tonic syllable, right? if you consider that violin has only two syllables, via and lin, then that should be the tonic syllable. Okay? So considering that this is the tonic syllable, what comes after it, it's going to be called the tail. Now, drumming for you. And what is it? Is it a prehead? Is it a head? Or is it both?
Prehead.
Prehead. Okay. Why should we consider this a prehead and not a prehead and head? What do you think this is not a head?
Because is this before the word violin?
Yes, but whatever comes before could be the head or could be the prehead. So why in this case
Or could be the both. Or could be both.
Exactly. So why do you think this is just the prehead?
Well, in this case, teacher, it could be the both. Prehead and head.
Okay.
Could be.
Let me clarify this first. Is there any stressed element here? And
No.
there's no stressed element here, right? Because "and" is a conjunction, "the" is an article, and these are called function words. Function words in general, right, are not stressed. It's always content words, the ones that are stressed, right? Remember content words? Nouns, verbs, adverbs, and adjectives, right? So and the are not verbs, they are not adjectives, they are not nouns, they are not adverbs. So they are function words. Function words in general are unstressed. So since we don't have any stressed element here, we should not be talking about head, because a head contains at least one. I mean, the first element should be stressed. So as there's no element, we should be talking about the prehead. So and the is the prehead. Via is the tonic syllable, and lin is the tail.
The tail.
Exactly. That's the tail because it's the segment that comes right after a via, the tonic syllable. So and the would be the prehead. Via would be the tonic syllable, and lin would be the tail. Okay, and in the previous case we have the prehead and I. We have play both it's the head. It starts in play because that's the first stress element, and then piano would be the tonic syllable, and na is the tail. Sorry. So that's basically tonicity, right? Now, when she says the first intonational phrase,
The piano and the violin.
sorry.
My name is Canwin. My name is Canwin.
Is she saying my name is Cameron or my name is Cameron? Is she using a rise or a full tone?
Full tone.
Okay, let me replay it.
Because listen.
Yes.
My name is Canwin.
It's full.
My name is Cameron. My name is Cameron.
No. It's rise tone. Rise.
My name is Canwin.
My name is Canwin, right? I do agree with you, Gaspar. I think she's using a rise and not a fall.
Yeah, it's a rise tone. Yeah.
It's a rise, right?
Yeah,
I guess
because it's a pronunciation.
right. My name is Canwin. The idea here is that she's going to continue talking, right? I mean, she's giving some clues to the audience. My name is Canwin, and I'm going to say something else, right? I mean, I'm not going to stop here introducing myself. My name is Canwin. I mean, doesn't make sense, right? My name is Canwin, and so this next idea is connected with this one. So I guess she's using a rise tone. And I play both the piano. What do you think about the second? This is the second utterance, right? Or the second tone unit.
And I play both the piano and...
Let's focus on the second one, right?
My name is Canwin, and I play both the piano and...
What is she using here? Is she using a rise or a
tone.
fall? A rise tone, all right. Let me just copy and paste this right here. What do you think she's using a rise tone here?
Because it's a statement, it's something that is real.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She's not asking for nothing. She's saying something that's supposed to be real.
Right. Right, that's a good comment. And also, she is listing, right? Imagine that she is able to. I mean, of course, she's talking about stereotypes, but imagine that she's listing more instruments. So, and I can play the piano, the trumpet, the drums, the saxophone, and the violin. When you're listing, you have to use a rising tone, right? Every time you're listing elements. And I like eating bananas, apples, oranges, kiwis, and peaches. And the last element has a full tone, right? So let's see if we can take that in the next tone unit.
Is Canwin, and I play both the piano and the violin.
What about the last one?
And I play both the piano and the violin.
What do you think?
Both the piano and the violin.
What's the tone that she uses here in the third tone unit?
Fall, maybe fall, but I don't know why.
Maybe fall, right? Maybe fall. My name is Cameron, and I play both the piano and the violin. I think she is finishing the idea here. And I play both the piano and the violin. Whenever you're listing elements, for example, things that you like to do, food that you like to eat, instruments that you can play, movies that you have watched. When you list elements, you always use a rise tone in the first elements until the last one that has a full tone, because you are telling the listener that you are done listing. For example, I can play football, basketball, volleyball, and handball. And handball would have a full tone because it's the last element of this listing. So same thing here. I can play both the piano and the violin. Is the last element of this very short list, right? Two musical instruments. But anyway, the last element should have of this listing should have a full tone. Okay, that's That's the idea. So with this exercise in which we are sort of practicing tone, tonality, and tonicity, at the beginning, I gave you the paragraph with no punctuation, right? No punctuation at all, just like this, right? So it was hard to tell where to place the vertical marks, right? The vertical bars to show tonality. After we listen, right, to the recording or to the video, after we watch the video and we listen to the speaker, we were able to segment the intonational phrases, right, more easily. After you identify the tone units or intonational phrases, you identified one syllable which was the most prominent one, right? Usually the most prominent syllable is whenever the speaker is giving new information, additional information, or in the last content word, right? For example, my name's Canwin. Canwin is the last content word, the name. And I play both the piano. Piano is the last content word in this international phrase. And the violin. Violin is the last content word. So usually in an international phrase or tone unit, usually the last content word, in this case, Canwin, then piano, and then violin, usually that is the word containing the tonic syllable. For example, I aspire, the next intonation unit, I aspire to be someday a doctor. Where do you think, probably, where do you think the tonic syllable is in the next intonational phrase? The one in violet. Probably the tonic syllable. Which do you think is the last content word in this intonational phrase?
Doctor.
Doctor, right? So doctor is the last content word. So there is a high probability that doctor contains the tonic syllable. Now, doctor contains two syllables. Which one do you think is the most prominent one? The first one or the second one? Do you say doctor or doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor, right? So probably the tonic syllable is doc. So probably ta, right, is the tail, and I aspire to be to someday be it could be the head or the pre-head and the head. Now there are many aspire is a content word, day is a content word, so probably aspire.
I aspire to someday be a doctor and
Spire. So aspire, probably here. The second one, right? Spire, exactly, the second one. So probably here is where we should be talking about the head. The head. Spire to be. So that we should be considering the head. And what comes before? The pre-head, right? And that would be the tail in yellow. So that's the idea. Usually in intonational phrases, the last content word right, contains the tonic syllable. Okay, now in terms of tone, usually when someone is stating a fact, something that is cannot be debatable, something that is unquestionable, something that is real, uses a full tone, unless, right, the speaker is signaling or is giving, right, the listeners this clue that he or she is going to continue talking. So my name's Canwin. Usually someone would say my name's Canwin with a full tone, but my name's Canwin. She's signaling that she's going to continue talking, right? And I play both the piano, a rise tone because she's going to list, right? And the violin, a full tone because she finished listing, right? And I aspire to be someday a doctor. I think she uses a.
I aspire to someday be a doctor, and
Probably she is using a full tone. Let's see. This is the last tone unit we're going to be using, right?
I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite.
What do you think? Is it falling? Is it a full tone or a rise tone?
It's difficult, but I'm sure that that is not a rise, so it has to be full tone.
Right, and I aspire to someday be a doctor. Usually, it should be a full tone. And I aspire to someday be a doctor, right?
Someday be a doctor, and my favorite.
But the fact is that she continues talking, and my favorite and just like in the first line, and.
Someday be a doctor, someday, and the violin. I aspire to someday be a doctor, and my favorite subject.
A doctor, right? She's not done yet. She hasn't finished. A doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. So probably, since she's not done, doctor, and she's going to continue talking. That's why she's using and, just like in the first line, and. So probably a rise tone should be. I mean, in general, you would expect a full tone. I aspire to someday be a doctor. But she is going to continue talking, doctor, and my favorite subject is calculus. Okay, so that's something that it's important to consider as well. Is the speaker giving you a signal that she or he is continuing talking? So probably she's going to be using, or she is going to be using a rise tone, signaling I'm not done yet. I'm going to continue talking. And when the person is done talking, or when the person is finishing an idea to continue with another idea in a different paragraph, then the person is going to tell you so with a full tone. Okay? Sorry, I think it's time for us to finish. I'm sorry to take up so much of your time. I apologize for this. I hadn't realized it was so late. So, if there's any questions, I would like you to take the questions for next session. Next session would be
Thursday.
on Thursday, right?
Thursday.
Yeah. So if there are no questions, then we should continue with features of connected speech. Features of connected speech is a very interesting topic.
Yeah, for me it's interesting.
It is actually we use it. We use features of connected speech all the time, and we're just
Yeah,
going
all
to
the time in English, in conversations.
exactly in conversations all the time, and we just don't realize this. Okay, so I'll see
Yeah.
you on Gaspar
Thursday.
on Thursday. Thank you so much for the
Thursday.
reminder. Thursday. All right, guys.
All right,
Questions.
teacher. See you.
Save them for. See you. All the questions, save them for next class. If there are no questions about tone, tonality, and tonicity, we're going to move on to features of connected speech. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
Bye
teacher.
bye.
Have a